Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq shall preside tomorrow, Monday, over the official opening of the Oman Through Ages Museum. His Highness Said Asad bin Tariq Al Said presides over the activities of the Real Estate Development Conference and Oman Design and Construction Week exhibition at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. And Omani-Kuwait Joint Committee stressed on the firm commitment to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq today issued a royal decree number 15 of 2023 on establishing Oman Across Ages Museum and determining its specialization. Article 1 stipulates that a museum to be named Oman Across Ages Museum shall be established. It shall have a legal entity and enjoy financial and administrative autonomy. Article 2 states that Oman Across Ages Museum shall come under the honorary patronage of His Majesty the Sultan. Article 3 states that the Oman Across Ages Museum shall have its headquarters in the Wilayat of Manah in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliyah. Article 4 determines the specializations of Oman Across Ages Museum as per the annex attached to this decree. Article 5 states that as an exemption from the provision of the State's Administrative Apparatus System promulgated by Royal Decree number 75/2020, Oman Across Ages Museum shall have a Board of Trustees under the chairmanship of the Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs. A royal order shall be issued appointing members of the Board of Trustees and determining the duration of their membership. The Board of Trustees shall have the same powers assigned to boards of directors of public entities cited in the above-mentioned State's Administrative Apparatus System. Article 6 states that Oman Across Ages Museum shall have a Chief Executive Officer, CEO, with the Director General grade and shall take the designation as Director General of the Museum. The CEO shall be appointed by virtue of a decision to be issued by the Chairman of the Museum's Board of Trustees after the Board's approval. The CEO shall have the powers assigned to a head of unit cited in laws and royal decrees. The CEO attends all meetings of the Board of Trustees without having a counted vote as stated in the aforementioned State's Administrative Apparatus System. Article 7 states that all allocations of regions, rights, obligations, assets, archaeological, antiques and material and moral testimonies of relevant to the museum shall be transferred to Oman Across Ages Museum. Article 8 states that employees of the Royal Court Affairs concerned with the museum's affairs shall be transferred to Oman Across Ages Museum along with their financial grades. A decision shall be issued by the Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs specifying the aforementioned employees. Article 9 states that employees of Oman Across Ages Museum shall be governed by the provisions of the law concerning the financial system of the Diwan of the Royal Court, promulgated by Royal Decree number 128/91, the law concerning the employee system of the Diwan of the Royal Court, promulgated by Royal Decree number 97/97, and the law of pensions and end of service gratuity for Omani employees of the Diwan Royal Court, promulgated by Royal Decree number 86/96. Article 10 states that the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Oman Across Ages Museum shall issue bylaws and decisions necessary for the implementation of the provisions of this decree after the approval of the board. Till such time, the existing regulations and system implemented in the Royal Court Affairs shall be applied on the museum without prejudice to the provisions of this decree. Article 11 cancels all that contradicts this decree or contravenes its provision. Article 12 says that this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and enforced from its date of issue. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq will preside tomorrow, Monday, over the official opening of Oman Through Ages Museum in the Wilaya of Manah in Al Dakhiliya Governorate. The Oman Through Ages Museum seeks to introduce the different historical eras witnessed by the Sultan of Oman, such as geology of the earth, first inhabitants, the blessed Renaissance era, and the various achievements in various sectors, as well as future foresight in line with the aspirations of the Sultan of Oman. The museum focuses on the story of museum narration on sound and image in an interactive manner using the latest technologies in the field with the aim of creating an enjoyable educational museum experience for various visitors. The museum contains various knowledge and service facilities for the community. It's worth mentioning that the museum was built as per the royal orders of late Sultan Qaboos bin Said, may his soul rest in peace, who laid the foundation stone for the project on the 14th of July 2015. The museum received great support and interest from His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq to make the museum a civilized addition to the Omani cultural scene. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jabr Al-Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, in reply to His Majesty's greetings, a cable on the occasion of Kuwait's National Day. With the participation of 250 countries, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, presided over the activities of the Real Estate Development Conference and Oman Design and Construction Week exhibition at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. More details in the following report.
The Real Estate Development Week conference aims to focus on investment opportunities in the Sultanate of Oman, enhance complementary communication between sectors, enable partnership with partners in the real estate sector, and exchange views and experiences to develop the real estate sector.
Oman Real Estate Expo, it's a good chance for developers gathering, regulators as well around the country to discuss whatever has been achieved during the past, to discuss all the challenges and how we can overcome them. And it's a good point to exchange the point of views, the future of the real estate within the country, as well to convey whatever challenge has been, experienced in the past years to the responsible people in the government.
The Real Estate Development Conference witnessed the organization of 2 dialogue sessions that dealt with the future of investment and development in the real estate sector and the role of the real estate sector in the development of the governorates, in which a number of Their Excellencies the Governors participated.
The Real Estate Conference was inaugurated and very informative sessions were there. We saw how the real estate transactions increased by around 5% between 2021 and 2022, where it reached to a total accumulation of 2.7 billion Omani riyals. And this is a good indication because the previous years it was in lower numbers and figures. Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning also showcased their strategies and how the paradigm shifts is happening, the new areas, the new sustainable cities, and how technology is going to also be included in the new developments in Muscat and around Oman.
The banking sector has contributed in the development and the promotion of the tourism as well as the real estate industry in Oman in many ways, either subsidizing or financing the investors, developers of these projects, as well as financing the end users who are the local people or international people who are interested to purchase or develop these properties here in Oman. The percentage of this kind of financing is in excess of 30% of the overall financing in the financial industry.
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning indicated that 400 usufruct lands will be offered by auction electronically and 250 lands for usufruct for investment opportunities for the activities specified for the year 2023.
The work of the ninth session of the Omani-Kuwait Joint Committee began in Muscat, headed by His Excellency Said Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, and His Excellency Sheikh Salim Abdullah Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Kuwait. His Excellency Said Badr affirmed the keenness of the two wise leaderships to continue their development in various diplomatic, economic, cultural, tourism, and scientific fields, describing the Omani-Kuwait relations as close at all levels. For his part, His Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Kuwait, said that the visit will culminate in a number of agreements that will push relations between the two countries to broader horizons in the field of economy, education, higher education, development of industrial exports, and the environment. His Excellency pointed out that the signing of the agreement between the two countries is a continuation of the process of building and cooperation between the two sides, calling on investors and the Kuwaiti private sectors to invest in the Sultanate of Oman because of its distinguished investment opportunities. His Excellency Said Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, held a session of political talks with His Excellency Sheikh Salim Abdullah Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Minister of the Foreign Affairs of the State of Kuwait, the headquarters of the Foreign Ministry. The two sides discussed the distinguished bilateral relations between the two countries and ways to develop and enhance them in order to achieve a mutual benefit for the two countries and their peoples, and the aspirations of the success of the work of the ninth session of the Omani-Kuwaiti Joint Committee hosted by the Sultan of Oman, emphasizing on the importance of raising the pace of bilateral cooperation in various fields. Views and opinions on a number of regional and international issues of common concern were also exchanged. On the sidelines of the work of the ninth session of the Omani Joint Committees, Sultan of Oman and the State of Kuwait, in a joint communique, affirmed on their firm commitment to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries and enhance economic, social, cultural, educational, scientific, and technical cooperation in order to achieve interests of both nations in opening new horizons for cooperation. They well affirmed on their full support for all efforts aiming to achieve stability and peace in the region and the world, in addition to the necessity of a peaceful resolution of disputes respecting sovereignty and independence of countries and abiding by the rules of the international law and conventions. The two sides also welcomed the tripartite statement of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Islamic Republic of Iran and the People's Republic of China to resume Saudi Iranian diplomatic relations. Imam Jabir bin Zayed Endowment Foundation, in partnership with the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs, organized the second Endowment Forum. The forum, in its second edition, focused on strengthening the investment aspect of the endowment sectors, enhancing the awareness of workers and those in charge of endowment institutions in the investment aspects, enhancing communication and activating partnership between endowment institutions and responsible parties in the public and private sectors. During the forum, some successful international experiences in the field of endowment investments were reviewed. The opening of the forum was held under the auspices of His Excellency Abdul Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of the Oman Investment Authority. To Camera News Bulletin. The World Health Organization approves the Wilaya of Nizwa as a healthy city. Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman Television. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Nasser Zahabi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Defense, received a delegation of partnership program chaired by the Honorable Katie Hobbs, Governor of Arizona State, who is currently visiting the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency, the Secretary General, welcomed Her Excellency, the Governor of Arizona, and her accompanying delegation. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged cordial talks and discussed a number of issues with mutual concern. Major General Matar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman, received Major General Chris Barry, the one in charge of training affairs at the British Royal Force, who is currently visiting Sultan of Oman to attend the practical demonstration of the joint Omani-British military exercises Mountain Storm 2023. During the meeting, they exchanged viewpoints and discussed a number of military topics with mutual concern. The Royal Army of Oman implemented the practical demonstration of the joint Omani-British military exercise Mountain Storm 2023 on the training fields of the Royal Army of Oman in the Wilaya of Jabal Al-Akhdar in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliyya. The exercises comes as part of the annual training program that are implemented by Royal Army of Oman with brotherly and friendly countries in order to exchange expertise and activate joint drills plans. The event was presided over by Major General Matar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman. The World Health Organization approved today the Wilaya of Nizwa as the healthy city, thus joining the health cities in the Eastern Mediterranean region. The event was presided over by Her Excellency Dr. Fatima bint Mohammed Al-Ajmi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative and Financial and Planning Affairs. More details in the following reports.
Nizwa Healthy City Committee celebrated today the accreditation awarded by the World Health Organization to the Wilaya of Nizwa as a healthy city upon implementing the regional vision Health for All by All.
All cities here in the country, alhamdulillah, are potentials for receiving this certificate because, we witnessed the ingredients of having healthy cities in the country, similar to the success stories that have been made in the past in Oman and in the rest member states in the Eastern Mediterranean region. We are looking through this sort of community-based initiative to have healthy villages, healthy cities, healthy schools and healthy universities to make sure that all government and non-government sectors participating in a very active manner, in a very integrated manner with members of the community to promote health.
Nizwa City obtained this international recognition from the WHO Regional Office for the Eastern Mediterranean via fulfilling health promotion and sustainable development goals.
I would like to convey this success story to all of the citizens of Nizwa Wilayat. And Nizwa Wilayat have been working as together in the Nizwa Healthy City Committee by different committees, the social and environmental and health committees. They had laid a plan and they had already started implementing these plans like screening for sickle cell disease and the reduction of the divorce in the 5 years of the marital time, and also we have like increasing the greenish side of the Nizwa to get less pollution in Nizwa city. As we have complied with the WHO, like a checklist to be a healthy city by these structures and the implementation of the activities.
The ceremony included signing a number of memoranda of understanding with civil society entities as partners to Nizwa Healthy City project. This well-deserved recognition for Nizwa Healthy City shall foster further health developments in the local environment and public facilities, thus achieving overall well-being for the community. صالح أبو خلفان الرحبي, ولاية of Nizwa الداخلية, Governorate.
You're watching the Sound of Oman television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. His Majesty Sultan Haitham shall preside tomorrow, Monday, over the official opening of Oman Through Ages Museum. His Highness As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed presides over the activities of the Real Estate Development Conference and Oman Design and Construction Week exhibition at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. And Omani-Kuwait Joint Committee stressed on the firm commitment to strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. All of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.